Alright, time to get the party back together again. Alright. Might as well just do it on screen, I guess. Alright. Yes, ma'am. Well, in that case, I guess I better make sure my formation's all set up properly. Anyways, alright. Fire there, green lance. Swap them, there we go, awesome. And we're good to go. And if by any chance you need to change party members again, just speak to Lucretia and she'll do that for you. Alright, the only two enemies you'll fight out here. The elite soldiers, each of them have 1,200 hit points each, and yeah, so obviously you want to take out the bowmen first, so let's do that. Alright, let's just this. Are you kidding me? Oh. Yeah, that's the one drawback to bringing Lou here, but honestly, they're only going to get more difficult, so yeah, I had to bring her this time. No worries, though. She'll get her levels, believe me. Gotta heal her up, though. Oh, at least I can use up those cheesecake, finally. Alright, what do I do? Yeah, let's use the cheesecake. There we go. Alright, and it comes down to this. A battle against Barham Lugar himself and his henchmen there. Imperial Guards, 2,000 hit points each, and Barham himself has 3,800 hit points. He is extremely hard to hit physically, and he's got a very high magic defense as well. So this battle, killing him might take a little while, but I think we'll manage. Alright, let's do that. And let's use the final flame here to try to wipe out the Imperial Guards. And he does use a water rune as well, so... Alright, let's see if we can finish him off.
Very impressive, Your Highness.
You may look impressive, but you're just as inept as ever, I see.
Master.
The other ships have all gotten away. Are you happy now?
I suppose I am.
I don't remember teaching you to fight so brazenly.
I couldn't hope to surpass you if I only used what you taught me.
Well, don't think you've surpassed me with this folly of yours.
You're as harsh as ever. I'm sorry for failing you as a student.
A student isn't supposed to die before a master, you fool. You fool! That's the worst sin a student can commit.
Alright, so there we go. Anyways, let's check the comment box again. For them, that Lunas elf from Log. As soon as that elf saw us, he was all, His Highness the Prince's Castle is no place for common thieves. Of course we did wrong back when, but that was a real long time ago. Kinda give us a break. Now, Log, if he starts to push a little too hard, let me know. Anyways, Fishy from Shunman. Prince, if you ever find any baby fishies, please give them to me. I can raise them up big. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Maroon from Roy. Really sorry about the other day. I didn't mean for that whole thing to go down like that. He just pisses me off, because when I see him, I think about the old days, so it just happened. I didn't plan it. Oh, sounds like they might have had a past, but anyways. Flail and Byakurin from Rahal. Those two just don't get along. Even I have a hard time calming Flail down after she sees Byakurin. Flail is usually calm, even in the heat of battle. I wonder what's gotten into her. I don't know, Rahal. I don't know. But anyways. Alright, I will be heading down to speak to Oboro as well, but I need to get my party back together again, and to get a couple of things out of storage as well. So let's take care of that quickly, and then head down and speak to Oboro. Alright, let's get the formation all set up. There we go. Alright, and what do I need to get out of storage, you might be wondering? Well, we've got an old book, and we've also got a sound set. Let's take those out. There we go. And let's go give them to Alhazred and Rania, respectively. Probably won't read it yet, but just to hand it over. There we go. And might as well see what the topic is anyway. Regulations of the Dragon Cavalry. Might be worth a read. Alright. And wait a minute. Where's Rania? Well, actually, yeah, when the castle expanded, she got moved, so we'll have to go find her. But in the meantime, she owns a rare rune called the Godspeed rune, which makes her insanely fast. Between that and the gun, she's a killer, because you never see her till she shoots you dead. Some people call her the Invisible Howl. It's kind of a cool name. Alright. And the third and final one. Alright. Let's go read the newspaper, and then go find Rania. Issue 18. Durat and Sable recaptured. The Prince's forces have recaptured Durat and Sable in 2 separate spectacular military triumphs. After the valiant defense of Solminari Castle, the Prince dispatched units to pursue the fleeing enemy. The main force of the Godwin army holed themselves up in Durat, where they were defeated. Meanwhile, the Army's Southern Mountain Corps fled to Sable, where they were intercepted by the Prince's forces and repelled. With these 2 victories, the Red Dawn Army has succeeded in regaining the territory originally lost in the shocking Army's invasion. The Dawn Times has confirmed that General Barham Lugar, commander of the Godwin Navy, and General Jidan Guisu of the Army's Southern Mountain Corps both perished during these most recent skirmishes. Indeed. Prince defeats General Lugar. Just after the Red Dawn Army succeeded in liberating Durat, the main force of the Godwin Army attempted to flee the area by ship. The Godwin forces were quickly surrounded by Raft Fleet, and it seemed the Godwins would be routed right then and there. In order to create a weak point in the Red Dawn Army's lines, General Barham Lugar brazenly began hand-to-hand combat with the Prince's forces. However, His Royal Highness managed to defeat General Lugar, preventing an enemy breach. Unfortunately, though, the Dawn Times must acknowledge that General Lugar did achieve his goal to some extent, as Queen's Knight Kildrick, General Novum, and other enemy forces managed to escape Durat safely. They are believed to have headed towards Stormfist, the Godwin faction's stronghold. Alright, keep that in mind. Alright, portraits of the enemy. Barham Lugar. General Barham Lugar, commander of the Godwin Navy, risked everything with a desperate offensive aimed at buying time for the other Godwin units to escape Durat. In the end, he wound up going down with his flagship, the Kulsasper. It is well known that Lugar was once the assistant of Admiral Raja, who was also then the commander of the Navy. But it's believed that, being of noble birth, Lugar at first felt resentful about having to work under Admiral Raja, the daughter of a fisherman. However, Lugar also had an open mind and soon recognized the Admiral's abilities. He devoted himself to his duties as her faithful assistant, and the 2 developed a student-master relationship. Lugar's help was invaluable during the Army's invasion 8 years ago. Had he not allied himself with the Godwin faction, he would have remained an important asset to Falena. He had so much talent, but he had to go and do things his way in the end, Admiral Raja said. It really was an honor to train him, though. And I guess an honorable mention there, I guess you could say. Even though he was an enemy, but nonetheless, rest in peace. Alright, let's go find Radia. And she's right here. And if you were to go up those stairs, you would reach the point where, before the castle expanded, where you would go down the makeshift stairs, so to speak, to get to Log. So, yeah. Alright. What the? Oh, cool. They're dragon horse sounds. Neat. Kind of inappropriate for the game itself, but cool. Anyways, with that being said, and done, I guess. One more thing I want to do this video, and I'm sure a few of the veterans of the game were wondering why I was waiting until now to do it rather than doing it before we left, but pretty simple explanation, and I'll go into it when we get it. But we gotta leave the castle. There are new enemies in here, but they aren't going to be that difficult considering where we are in their levels now. Yeah, there's only a couple of new enemies here, so... And one of them is a mini-boss. Yeah, it looks like we're not gonna run into it. Alright. The 2 enemies are a mono eye. It's basically, it looks like the million eye we fought before. That was extremely frustrating to deal with, I guess. But it's blue, and it's only got 450 hit points, so basically the weaker version of it, so it should have virtually no problems with it. They still show up in 3s, so just keep that in mind. And the mini-boss is called a Terrible Armor. Got 1500 hit points, and it drops statues, so just to let you know there. As I go down this really long pathway here. Hey, there we go. Yeah, there's treasure at the bottom here, which become available once the castle goes through its third, or I guess, goes through its second expansion there, so, yeah. Don't worry, viewers. This will be worth it. Alright, we made it. And in here we got a shield orb. A thunder piece, and what made this trek all worth it is the intermediate combat. Finally, we can start leveling everybody's physical skills up to rank S, and the reason why I didn't come down here before is simply because the party members that I was using can't really get them up over A to begin with, so yeah. As for Frey, though, the skills he has equipped are already maxed out at A, so yeah. I really had no reason to come down here to get it, because, well, I can't get these up to rank S, so I decided to wait until after. But alright, so that's taken care of. We've chased Kildrick out of Durat a second time, or I guess Godwin out of Durat a second time. But what would have happened if we had decided to chase Armes out of Falena? Find out next time. This is Intrepid83 signing off. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.